It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 dig, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Do the strategies differ and the goals differ at all going into Michigan for the three drivers? I mean, they're kind of have different goals and outlooks there, just based on the points.
Well, you know, I haven't really written David Reagan off either, so I consider that I've got four contenders, only one of which is comfortably seated. But as far as Carl and Greg and Matt, I don't see. You know, first of all, the crew chiefs are captains of the ship, and they make the real-time decisions on what they think should happen, and then negotiate with the driver to be able to get that done at the entry on pit road. But you know, we see that that the big change or the big concern is a broken part, a tire that goes flat at the wrong time, or a wreck that gets caused that may not be your fault that you get caught up in. And if the thing plays out as it should, and as I hope it will, Greg should certainly be okay given the mix of races we've got left. But man, we've got to miss the wreck, and we can't have a part that breaks. And I think there'll be more determination of what happens from the result of 8 through 14 or whatever as this thing shakes down. They'll be more determined. It'll be more determined by things going wrong than it will by blinding speed.
Thank you very much for your time.
Right.
We'll now hear from Jason Schoen with NASCAR.com.
Hey, Greg. Just curious, with your 2 wins there and with the team's success at Michigan, what are the keys to winning at the track, and why do you think Roush Fenway Racing has had so much success at the track?
Well, it's some of the keys to winning at Michigan is keeping the car turning across the middle of the corner and having enough speed up off the corner. We've been really good about that, and I like that racetrack. The corner entry and across the center, the way the racetrack's laid out, we've been able to really capitalize on that. The success that our organization has had is spectacular, and I have no answer why we've been so good there. I've won 2 truck races there and 2 Sprint Cup races. And we just run well as an organization. I think that we're well prepared for that. That's the kind of racetrack that fits our company, our driving style, our aero platform, our cars. So we've just had a lot of success there. And I just look forward to, it could be a fuel mileage race, a strategy race, mental race for the driver. There's a lot of things at Michigan. Cards that get played that are factors.
Thanks, Greg. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll now hear from Sean Akers with RacingOne.com.
Yeah, Greg, just kind of talk about Bristol next weekend. You guys are really good at Michigan. You're good at California, and you've had some success at Richmond. Talk about Bristol and how much of a factor that race will be.
Well, every race is going to be a factor, but we all know that Bristol can be can be treacherous as far as missing in an accident or not getting involved in one. Certainly, we're thinking of that, but I've run very well at Bristol. We've qualified decent there and run fairly well there, so I'm excited about going to Bristol. I think that's one of my strong suits is Bristol actually coming up is one of the races I'm really looking forward to that we run so well at. So, but like anything, you can be caught up in just about anything, so there's a lot of close calls at Bristol because it's so tight, so fast, so many cars, lap cars, people racing for position. Most typically, the way you get in an accident there is you get wrecked from behind. There's an accident in front of you, you slow down, you get hit from behind from other cars that can't stop that quick, and normally that's nothing you can do about that. That's just one of those things that you have to hopefully make sure that you're in a safe territory or those accidents don't happen right in front of you. But I look forward to Bristol.
Jack, you mentioned David Reagan. Kind of talk about him and how he's done the last few weeks and how he's put himself in a position to at least have a shot at getting in the chase.
Well, Jimmy Finnig has certainly been partnered with him on that. most of us, myself included, looked at David and this year and said, well, the goal is to be solidly in the top 15, but never really initially thought that David could be a contender, would be a contender for the chase. But Jimmy, from the very beginning, says David and I are going to be contenders for this chase, and if we don't have more than our share of bad luck, we'll be there. And they're close on that. They've been caught up in a wreck or two that set things back a little, but they've been real close. David has earned his stripes this year. I can't tell you the number of times I've been stopped by other drivers or other crew chiefs and says, David Reagan is really doing a nice job. It's a pleasure to race around him. He's got a code on the racetrack that is predictable and is creditable. He does things that I think other drivers would expect and like to expect if they were treated fairly in terms of quarter given and quarter taken, and he represents his sponsor well, and he reacts or responds to frustration in a way that doesn't embarrass him or anybody else, nor does it thwart his opportunity to get as many points as he can in a bad situation. But as we go around to the second time this year to the racetracks, Jimmy Finning is expecting David to take another step, and I am as well. By no means have I decided that David will not be a factor in this thing. If we can just keep him from being involved in a wreck that he doesn't cause, and if parts don't break, then he's got a real good shot at it.
And I'm sure he'd like nothing more than to get his first win there at Michigan with all of your people looking on.
Oh yes, that's for sure.
Okay. Thanks, Jack.
We'll now go to Jim Pedley with Kansas City Star.
Yeah, Greg, after Kyle Busch got out of his car at Watkins Glen over the weekend, he kind of got out and said, "Take that" to all the people who were saying he was showing weakness. Do you guys ever use external criticism to motivate yourself or your team?
I think you can. Certainly, if somebody tells you that you can't do it or you're not any good, or whatever the situation might be, that kind of gives you extra motivation to prove somebody wrong. That certainly can be motivation. But I don't know what they're just doing everything right now. Kyle's a good driver, and they've got good equipment under him, and they're making the right pit calls. So they're just enjoying that success, and we've been in that situation, and. Sometimes it's short-lived, sometimes it isn't. And, we won 6 races in 2005, and it just kind of slips away from your fingers, and you don't ever know what you did wrong or what happened. And, just enjoy it while you can. That's what he's doing, and I don't blame him.
Very good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll now hear from Jorge Medaka with FoxSports.com.
Jack, this question is for you, a follow-up from earlier. You talked a lot about what Ford gives you. What do you feel you give back to Ford Motor Company?
Well, we certainly give them endorsements through the drivers that would give some excitement in the dealerships. I'm excited about that. The interface that we've got, I spoke about the technical side, but the interface that we've got with Ford, for instance, they maybe bring 4 or 5 technical experts that provide really significant input into the team, and that's important. Excuse me here while I turn this phone off. That's important, and but on the other hand, we probably have interfacing or facing off against the half dozen or so people within Ford that provide us real critical help. We've got 3 dozen, we got 35 to 50. Internally that mold that information and assimilate it and pose the questions and interpret the answers to be able to make it reflect itself in the race car. But the information that we've got that comes out of our testing is there for Ford to use in ways that suits their purpose back through the production side of the company to maybe help them enhance the aero function of the car a little, maybe to help them find a tick more fuel mileage, maybe to help them explore the use of a new technique or process or material in the construction of cars. So there's a lot of give and take both ways, but certainly we try to work back with the company to give them the benefit of all the technologies we're exploring.